Hello, everyone. This is about AI. Just we will see a different perspective of AI. We This is called humble AI. Some concerns about artificial intelligence and how to make AI humble. And whereas how many of us are humble? See, this guy is so humble, right? He said that I think I am actually humble. I think I am much more humble than you would understand. I'm not sure how much it's true. So, humble AI, what is humbleness? This is one example. So, uh, I mean, look at the face, okay? You have to be a supporter like this. Now, this is another kind of humbleness, okay? So, this guy shows, humbleness, all right? So, humble AI is a concept. It's not like, you can buy humble AI, okay? So it's a concept that refers to the development and deployment of AI systems that are designed to be more modest, wow, and ethical. We talk about ethics of AI, even though the world is not ethical in many aspects, and respectful of their limitations and potential risk. So make sure that you understand the uh, goal of AI. We want AI be like a good person, good human being, all right, who is humble. Okay. I hope that I become a humble person, but we are not in many cases. And to be humble, it should be modest. How can you make AI a modest one? Ethical, which is extremely difficult, and respectful of their limitations and potential risk. So it means that when we develop any AI system, we have to make sure that it is, I mean, well aware of its limitations so that it can acknowledge its own shortcomings and try for transparency, accountability, and collaborations with humans. Oh my God. So collaborations with humans. So this is the worry by many people that, okay, AI will be so powerful that they, in few areas, not all areas, okay, so powerful that, they will like to control themselves and control the world and control the human beings and so on. All right. So what are the basic principles of humble AI? It emphasizes the importance of humility in AI design. So when we AI design, so basically at this moment, when we talk about humble AI, we the people, we the designers, okay, policymakers, industry people, stakeholders should focus on some principles that we will try to engrave to AI and make sure that AI performs like this way. Otherwise, we will consider that AI is not humble enough and then we'll not pass it. Okay. So number one is transparency. So humble AI system should be designed to be transparent about the decision-making process, the how they make the decisions, proper explanations and justifications for their actions in a way that humans can understand. All right. Transparency of AI means it's a broad and complex topic that involves different aspects and stakeholders. So it means that making the AI system understandable, accountable, and trustworthy to the users and other relevant parties. So what are the questions related to transparency of AI? How does the AI system work and what are the inputs and outputs? How does the AI system, like your AI system, there can be many, many different AI system, no single AI, right? Definitely make its own decisions and what are the criteria and logic behind them. Now, because of massive progressions of deep learning, how some of the deep learning methods work, how they perform, how they show us amazingly good results, we, the researchers, or forget about the policymakers and others, they don't know. So that's why AI is considered in many cases as a black box. Like you give some input, you get some output, you don't know what is going on. All right. What is behind the scene? Probably those big people, those who are in the industry, they know much better than the academicians because they basically develop big, big things. But academicians, in many cases, unless they are super good in math, It's really challenging to understand. Forget about like normal coders who just use different functions and trial and error basis and changing different parameters and try, suddenly get good result, and they become super happy and then publish good papers or sometimes produce some systems or applications, especially the startups and mid-level companies. So how does the AI system affect the users and the society, and what are the potential risks and benefits? And how can the users and the society monitor, control, and challenge the AI system and its outcome? Now, the point is that these questions are valid even. So, say, for example, if you are a mass, and if you are from a country where political system and infrastructure is not strong, then do we know how the government works? Do we know what are the rationalities and logics and criteria behind making any decisions? Do we know that the government decisions or some of the corporates' decision, how they affect the society and their potential risk and benefits to the environment, to the world? I mean, globally, we don't know. We cannot monitor, we cannot control, we cannot challenge our many governments or many big corporates or oil companies or gas companies or others and others or gun control and others in America, for example, and its outcomes. So the thing is similarly the same, that if we consider ourselves as the thinkers and the policymakers for AI, not just developers of AI, then whether AI can answer this kind of questions and we can know those things very well. Okay, and those AI designers, can they answer those questions properly and feel confident about this? Otherwise, maybe there will be consequences which we don't like. Now, what are the solutions? There is no solutions because no one solution, because there is no one size fits all solution in the world for everything. No medicine that can cure everybody for every diseases. So as different AI systems may require different levels and types of transparency depends on the context, the purpose, and the impact of the AI system. So transparency of AI should be tailored to the specific demands and expectations of the users and society, balanced with other factors such as privacy, security, and efficiency, and so on. Just have a look. This is from one journal. I don't like this publisher that much, even though I have papers and maybe in the future I'll have more papers, but doesn't matter. So they published a paper where, the journal, mentioned that the AI transparency in healthcare, this title, so it has transparency, ethics, equity, interpretability, explainability, security, privacy, intellectual property, trust, reliability, and healthcare, medicine, blah, 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 and AI in their abstracts. And they found so many papers. If you just look at that 2012, 10 years ago, there were how many papers they found? Less than maybe 10 or 15. And then it went like this way. But last 5 years, you see the progressions, how many more papers are there that showing AI transparency in healthcare only. Now, if you consider much more or more focused, maybe more or less doesn't matter, but the concept is that the importance of this topic is enormously high, and that's why we are going on. So we saw the principles of humble AI, transparency issue. What about ethical consideration? So humble AI takes into account ethical principles and considerations in its decision making, avoiding actions that could cause harm or reinforce biases. So bias is very important to avoid, but there are inherent biases among people. Okay, no, we don't know those kind of biases, so make sure that we control those things and be better person. So when we ask AI to be humble, we have to also be humble and make sure that we try not to have kind of biases and others. How to define and measure the ethical principles and considerations that humble AI should take into account. how to balance the ethical principles at the same time, efficiency, performance, and profitability of AI. Because if we try to control everything based on ethics or other things, then progress may not happen. This is we saw in the past. Like if you consider that coal mining and I mean oil extraction or gas extraction, this kind of industry, and the corresponding injustices related to I mean workers, or related to environmental pollution, or I mean kicking the people out from that region and not giving proper support and blah blah blah. These kind of things happened all over the world. It's still happening here and there. So similarly, I mean, but there must, those are injustice, must have a balance. But if we are not living in a utopian society. So regarding AI, we must mention, make sure that while considering the ethical principles and other things, at the same time, efficiency, development, because if we don't allow to work, then the performance and progress will not come. So at the same time, but we need to be very strict, or more strict, compared to development, to when we deploy it, like to the people when they start using it and so on that time we need to make sure that it has more. So this is a very tricky thing, because the government will come here, business people will come here, who usually may not understand too much about how the AI issues are working and so on. So we need more materials, more understanding, more talk about humble AI and ethical issues of AI. How to design and implement humble AI system that can adapt to changing situations and expectations of users and stakeholders, because we the human being are much adaptable. We change a lot, we compromise a lot, because this is the strength of humanity. But can our AI have this I mean ability? And how to evaluate and monitor the ethical impacts and outcomes of humble AI systems, and again, how to correct or mitigate any negative or unintended consequences. It's very difficult. Now, collaboration with humans, again, rather than replacing humans, humble AI systems work in collaboration with them, acknowledging that humans bring valuable insights and judgment to the decision-making process. Who ever thought that we, the human being, will think like this way? Very rarely we thought like this way, but the AI is progressing in such a manner, we are thinking now in a different way. But we must make sure that, or ensure that we have lots of, I mean, revenues coming. Trillions of dollars will come in the global economy because of the progressions of AI. So AI and human collaboration will actually enrich us for better outcomes, and we have to see. Now, the challenges, when we consider AI and human collaborations, what are the challenges? How to design and implement AI system? They are compatible, complementary to each other, adaptable to human skills and preferences and goals. How to ensure effective communication and coordination, and so on. We have one paper last year with the Kyushu Institute of Technology with one of my colleagues and students, that is about human-robot interaction in the workplace and what are the psychological aspects and other things. And we found that I mean, people are using and going towards human and AI and robotics collaborations, but at the same time, there is no rules, no regulations, and psychological aspects are not considered, and many, many other things. And there should have a balance, the autonomy, responsibility, accountability, and how to resolve when there is a disagreements on conflicts between AI and human being. Who will win? Okay, it's not like war between two nations or two regions. It's about, and sometimes we see that, I mean, someone can be very strong, someone can control something so strongly, but what about AI? Can AI control us much stronger than human being can control, and so on? So when we consider worry, this is an issue to worry about. All right, so how to evaluate and monitor the performance, impact, and value of human AI collaborations? And these kind of things are extremely important. Here comes the philosophers, the policymakers, okay, psychologists, and other field social scientists to think about, to learn about AI, and find relationships, and not only human-human relationships, because in many cases, AI and human collaboration are the must. So, for example, one of my works. It is a few of my works on food processing in Japan, like called bento means the lunch box or dinner box, where lots of small boxes, and then they have very cute and nice way of different foods, 10 to 15 items in one lunch box, and you are not touching with another one to another. Now when a robot and human are working together to fill this box and to prepare the box, then what are the strategies, how to manage it? Now say that when two humans are working, they understand that someone is slower, someone is faster, someone is a bit less careless, but this is the personal nature. They can manage it somehow. They can talk, they can smile, and so on. But what about human robot interactions or collaboration? So when the robot hand is also helping along with the human, then there is a chance that robot is doing robotic manner, no tiredness, no fatigue, no sadness, no thinking about your sweetheart suddenly when you are walking or something like this. So that's the point. So it might be a boring job for the human being to interact. And sometimes if someone is lazy and so on, and AI becomes stronger, and then like human being giving slap, hey, why don't you work? Why are you so slow? Like any angry person, maybe the boss is angry, and then based on this, I can remember in Australia once in Sydney, I worked. I got a job in a French bread maker or something, and I just worked there 1.5 days, and then I kicked that job before they kicked me, because I found that it's extremely robotic and painful and torturous and so on. Okay, even though I love the smell of fresh breads. Anyway, okay. So, how to address the ethical, social, and legal implications of human AI collaboration, such as privacy, fairness, bias, transparency, and human dignity? These slide you can find, hundreds of different challenging aspects and research areas where really thinkers need to find solutions. Okay, not only the engineers. Now, recognition of limitations. This is another principles of humble AI, that I need to know, just like we human being, we said, honey, this is my limitations. I cannot earn more. This is my limitations. I cannot work further. This is my limitations. I cannot do this, or I can do this, or I'm unaware of it. So that's the problem. Like, we also, it also remains open to human intervention and oversight. So can I can AI know its limitations? AI may or can recognize some of its limitations by using various methods like self-assessment, just like if you just, Michael Jackson has a song, you remember, that look in front of the mirror and ask yourself why there is this and that. Amazing perspective, philosophically, and wonderful song. But you just ask yourself, okay, in front of the mirror. So can AI have a mirror so that it can evaluate its own performance and confidence on a given task and report its uncertainty or error rate to the user? Okay, so that's the point. Like, for example, if AI system that diagnoses medical images can indicate how confident it is about its diagnosis and suggest further test or consultations if needed. Meta learning. AI can learn from its own experience and feedback, just a we good human being can do. Okay, and improve its skills and knowledge over time. Okay, so these kind of things are needed. Explainability is important. Can AI provide explanations for its decisions and actions and justify its reasoning and logic to the user? Okay, ethical awareness. Some people are unethical, forget about those people, but most of the people in the world are ethically driven. They know what is right or wrong, sometimes cannot perform perfectly because of biasness or surroundings or background, but or maybe pressure of the society and others. But can AI incorporate ethical principles and values into its decision making? Now the point is that who are developing AI models? Human being. Now, this is also important, that if we teach them wrong things, just like if I teach my children wrong things and grow them like this way, then when they will be adult and I tell them, oh, be ethical, be explainable to me, and be collaborative and humble, it will never happen, or maybe rarely happen. So that's why it's important that we teach we study, we highlight this kind of things so that even the engineers, coders, computer scientists can understand this kind of points and their importance. Otherwise, I mean, there will be problems. So there are some examples you can have a look. Human collaboration. So this is also important. All right. So accountability is another principles of human humble AI, and that's accountability. Like be accountable for any, I mean, errors or ethical issues arise, and there is a clear process of for addressing and rectifying them. I mean, I strongly recommend you to see this short video, vimeo.com and then 8547143112. And it is about distrustful AI. Okay. And if you look at it, this article from, I mean, ACM magazine, then you'll find that they mentioned those points. Okay. I am not reading these. You can have a look. Because if you look at this video, basically you can get these points, and this is very important to understand. So one of the central uses of AI is to make predictions, we know, right? AI makes predictions about the future, about something. So the ability to learn statistical relationships between enormous data sets enables AI, given a set of current conditions or features, to predict the future outcomes. Definitely, sometimes with wonderful accuracy, but not everywhere. Now, AI is being used to make predictions, and there are risk issues, risk assessment as well. Now, algorithms are used to estimate the likelihood that an individual will fully repay a loan or appear in the bail hearing or safeguard children. These predictions based on AI can give us opportunities, whether I'll get a loan from a bank, or maybe I'll be out of the jail, or I'll be, I mean, in a good condition or bad condition or situations. So these kind of things are important. So I mean, it is important to know other issues as well. So there are a few examples, or the issues you can think. So try to think about the following points: that the concept of humble AI is a part of broader effort to ensure that AI systems and technologies and algorithms are developed and used in such a way that they align with human good values or good human values. Which way, I don't know, because sometimes I feel that we are human being, but many cases we don't have the pure values of humanity. Prioritize safety, and minimize the risk associated with AI applications. We cannot say that risk-free, because we are not in a utopian world, but we need to make sure that there's the priority to have safety and minimize the risk when we use AI. Okay, not to worry too much about AI, but we try to find this. Now, the question is, do human beings, myself and you and others, demonstrate these wonderful attributes to teach, guide, show, model to our kids or to AI? Do we? If we human beings don't demonstrate this to teach AI, then if AI is mimicking human intelligence and follow this kind of, I mean, lack of values and safety and risk issues and don't care things, or sometimes what we see in different sci-fi movies, that, I mean, uh, the villain is using AI negative thing as cases and so on, and vice versa. Then what are the consequences? What will happen? So we need to think about those things. That's the question here. You think, and similarly, try to think about humble AI encourages a more responsible and measured approach to AI development, particularly in areas where AI has the potential to significantly impact society. Now, are we responsible? Are we developing things unbiased? Like we all know that face recognition. In this case, you will find one great lecture from Professor Matthew Turk from, I mean, one of the best computer vision people in the world, and he mentioned about the face recognition and bias issues and so on. Amazing lecture. You can find it here. So are we developing things unbiased? It is I mean, intentional or unintentional bias. And even if there are biases, how to manage it. Okay. Are we controlling AI-based systems regarding what to highlight, what to control, what to flourish, what are the agenda politics? Can we control these kind of things? So these are the, I mean, important questions. And can we expect that our developed AI will be more responsible? What are the challenges? So these kind of things we all need to find answers and so on. Okay, so these are the more or less questions or issues that we need to think. There are no clear answers for most of the questions because these are coming, people are thinking, not many people are even thinking. We need to think, we need to find solutions and need lots of brainstorming sessions so that we can develop, not just read something, but actually consider, I mean, humble AI and incorporate those things. How? So that's why we need to know properly or not properly. You cannot understand too much if you are not AI people or computer science people, but at least to know that how, what is AI? What are the algorithms of basics algorithms of AI and how they work? If we know like supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, unsupervised learning, impact of data, data curations, and blah, 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 then probably we can understand a little bit more and go towards explainable AI or more interpretable AI and make a better world with the applications of AI in many, many different directions and help the humanity towards a better life. So that's the point. So, I mean, he's a humble guy, but we have to be humble before making AI humble. Okay, probably. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but with that, we can just finish. Thank you very, very much indeed. So, we